Hey there, coin hunters. What if I told you that the 1941 wheat penny you might have hiding in your drawer could be worth $3 million bucks? Yep, 3 million. That's not a typo, it's life-changing, quit your job, move to a private island kind of money. But before you run off to dig through your piggy bank, let's break it all down: why this penny is so valuable, how to spot it, and why some lucky collector might pay a fortune for it. Oh, and stick around, I've got a hilarious story about the time I thought I struck gold with a penny. Spoiler, I didn't. So, what's the deal with this 1941 wheat penny? First off, it's not just any old penny. The D mint mark means it was minted in Denver, and it's got a few rare features that make collectors lose their minds, and their wallets. Now, here's the kicker: it's not every 1941 wheat penny that's worth millions. It's specific coins in pristine condition, with a rare error or unique minting characteristic. Maybe the mint messed up, or the coin has a unique die crack or double die. Essentially, imperfections are what make these coins perfect for collectors. Go figure. To put it in perspective, there's this guy, let's call him Joe. Joe found an old penny in his grandpa's coin collection. Turns out, it was a 1941 in flawless condition. He sold it at auction, and boom, $3 million later, Joe's on a yacht sipping fancy drinks with umbrellas in them. Okay, maybe I made up the yacht part, but the $3 million? That's real. Now, let me share a quick story. A few years back, I found a 1941 wheat penny in my couch cushions. My heart raced faster than a kid on Christmas morning. I grabbed a magnifying glass, okay, it was my phone's flashlight, same thing, and tried to find the D mint mark. Nope. No D. Just a plain OL penny worth, well, 1 cent. That didn't stop me from spending 2 hours Googling its value, though. So, how can you find out if your 1941 wheat penny is worth the big bucks? Here are 3 tips. Look at the condition. The shinier and more perfect the coin, the higher its value. Coin collectors love coins that look like they've never been touched. Think of it as a no fingerprints allowed club. Get an expert opinion. If you think you've got a winner, take it to a coin dealer or get it professionally graded. It's like Antiques Roadshow, but for pennies. Now, I know what you're thinking: what's the market like today? Well, rare coins like this are hotter than ever. The current market value for the best of the best 1941 wheat pennies is a jaw-dropping $3 million. That's because these coins are scarce, historic, and collectors are willing to shell out the big bucks for a piece of history. Alright, folks, here's the deal: your pocket change could be a gold mine, or, well, a copper mine in this case. So, next time you see a 1941 wheat penny, don't just toss it in a jar. Take a closer look. Who knows? That tiny coin might just be your ticket to financial freedom. Have you ever looked at your spare change and thought, what if this penny could make me a millionaire? Well, grab your magnifying glass and hold on to your piggy bank, because today we're diving into the jaw-dropping story of a 1942 wheat penny that sold for an unbelievable $2.8 million. Yep, you heard that right, a single penny for the price of a mansion. Let's talk about how this little copper coin became the MVP of the coin collecting world and how you can potentially strike gold, or copper, in this case. Okay, so the 1942 wheat penny wasn't just any regular penny. First off, it's got that fancy D mint mark, which means it was minted in Denver. But here's the kicker: it was struck on the wrong type of metal. Instead of your standard copper planchet, it was accidentally struck on a bronze planchet. Translation: this little guy is a 1 in a million mistake. Imagine it like ordering a cheeseburger and getting a filet mignon instead. Totally unexpected, totally valuable, rare enough that coin experts and collectors practically threw their wallets at it during an auction. There's only one known example of this penny in existence. That's like finding a needle in a haystack, but the needle is made of gold, and the haystack is the entire US Mint. This is why collectors went wild and the bidding skyrocketed to a cool $2.80 million. I get it. It's just a penny, right? Wrong. Coins like this are the celebrities of the coin world. They tell a story, like how this 1942 D penny survived World War II, minting errors, and decades in circulation before being discovered. It's basically the Indiana Jones of loose change. And let's be real, who wouldn't want to own a piece of history that could also buy you a yacht? Now, let me share a little story with you. A few years ago, I was cleaning out an old jar of coins from my grandma's attic. My heart skipped a beat when I saw a 1942 penny with a D mint mark. For a split second, I thought I hit the jackpot. I started dreaming of retiring early, sipping margaritas on a private island, until I realized it was just a regular penny. Still, it gave me the motivation to keep checking every coin I came across. Moral of the story: always double-check your change. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Now, about that $2.8 million price tag, it's not just hype. That's what the penny actually sold for at auction in 2021. It's worth more than most people's homes. But here's the thing, even if you don't have this specific penny, some rare pennies can still fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars. So, next time you're about to toss your change into the tip jar, maybe give it a second look. So, what's the lesson here? Never underestimate the power of a humble penny. It could be your ticket to millionaire status, or at least an incredible story to share. Now it's your turn, go grab that jar of coins sitting on your dresser and start your treasure hunt. Who knows? You might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Bam! You spot a shiny steel penny. Before you toss it aside, stop right there. What if I told you that penny could be worth, wait for it, $2.5 million? Yep, you heard me right. Today, we're diving into the wild story of the 1943 D steel wheat cent, why it's so insanely valuable, and how you might just have one lying around. Spoiler alert, you'll never look at your pocket change the same way again. So, what's so special about this coin? Let's rewind to 1943. During World War II, copper was in high demand for making ammunition and other war materials. The U.S. Mint decided, hey, let's switch pennies to steel coated with zinc. Boom, the 1943 steel wheat cent was born. Most of these were made in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but here's the kicker, not all steel pennies are created equal. The Denver Mint produced fewer steel cents, making them rarer, and the ones that survived in pristine condition? Practically unicorns. Now, let's talk value. The 1943 D steel cent isn't just any coin, it's the LeBron James of pennies. A combination of rarity, condition, and collector frenzy is why one recently fetched a jaw-dropping $2.5 million at auction. It's the perfect storm, collectors want it, there aren't many of them, and everyone loves a good underdog story. But not every steel penny is worth millions, only those in near-perfect condition with a visible D mint mark can hit the jackpot. So, how do you know if you've struck gold, or, in this case, steel? Grab a magnet. Seriously, steel pennies stick to magnets because, duh, they're made of steel. Check for the year, 1943, and then look closely for that little D under the date. Got one? Great. Next, check the condition. If it looks like it's been through a war, well, it probably has, and that's going to hurt its value. Let me tell you about the time I almost had a heart attack over a steel penny. A few years ago, my uncle handed me an old coffee can full of coins. I sifted through it, and there it was, a 1943 steel penny. I legit thought I hit the coin lottery. Turns out, it wasn't a Denver Mint penny, just a regular Philadelphia one. Still cool, but no $2.5 million for me. Lesson learned, always double-check for the mint mark before planning your dream vacation. So, there you have it, the incredible tale of the 1943 D steel wheat cent. Who knew a humble penny could be worth a mansion, a yacht, or basically the best pizza party ever? Next time you're digging through your change, take a closer look. That shiny steel coin might just be your golden ticket. If you found this helpful, or if you're running to check your coin jar right now, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I've got tons of tips, tricks, and strategies for spotting valuable coins that could turn your pocket change into big bucks. You're digging through an old jar of pennies and stumble upon one worth over $2.3 million. Yes, you heard that right, million with an M. Sounds like the plot of a treasure hunting movie, doesn't it? But here's the kicker, it's not fiction. Today, we're talking about the 1944 D Mint Mark wheat cent, aka the holy grail of pocket change. Buckle up, because you might just be sitting on a goldmine. Why is this penny worth more than some luxury homes? Well, the 1944 D wheat penny is special because of a little oopsie at the US Mint. Most pennies that year were made of steel due to World War II, copper was reserved for the war effort. But a few sneaky copper blanks somehow made it through. The result? An ultra-rare penny that collectors lose their minds over. Now, let me tell you how to spot this gem. First, check the date, 1944. Easy, right? Then, look for the D Mint mark below the date. It stands for the Denver Mint. And here's the most crucial part, grab a magnet. If your penny sticks to it, sorry to burst your bubble, it's steel. If it doesn't, you might have the copper jackpot. A friend of mine, let's call him Dave, was cleaning out his late grandfather's attic. Typical old stuff, dusty photo albums, ancient tools, and, of course, a jar of pennies. Dave jokingly said, maybe one of these is worth $1 million. Little did he know, he was actually holding a 1944 copper penny. Long story short, Dave's now driving a Tesla, and I'm still here telling you about it. So, what's the market value of this beauty today? Recently, a 1944 D copper penny sold for a staggering $2.3 million at auction. That's like turning 1 cent into enough cash to buy your dream home, a luxury car, and maybe even retire early. Let that sink in. Alright, time for a reality check. Finding a 1944 D copper wheat penny is like hitting the lottery, rare, but not impossible. So, dig through your jars, raid your grandparents' attic, and keep an eye out at yard sales. You never know where this tiny treasure might be hiding. What if I told you that one tiny coin from 1945, worth just 1 cent back then, could now fetch you $2 million? Yep, we're talking about the legendary 1945 D wheat penny. If you've got one, you might just be sitting on a fortune, and today, I'm going to tell you how to spot it, why it's so valuable, and what makes this coin the talk of the coin collecting world. Let's dive in, because you might just be $2 million richer by the end of this video. Alright, so first things first, what's so special about the 1945 D wheat penny? For starters, it was minted in Denver, hence the little D mint mark under the date. But here's where things get wild. Most 1945 D pennies are worth just a few cents to a few bucks, depending on their condition. However, there's one unicorn in the bunch. A 1945 D penny recently sold for $2 million at auction. Why? Because it was in mint condition, and collectors absolutely lose their minds over rare coins like this. Let me break it down for you. This coin was graded as MS67 plus red, which is like the prom queen of coins. It means the penny looks almost brand new, no scratches, no wear, and it's still got that beautiful, shiny copper red luster. It's as if someone time traveled back to 1945, snagged it straight off the production line, and kept it in a coin vault for decades. Now, let's talk about the mistakes. Yep, even back in 1945, the mint made goofs. Some pennies were struck with slight errors, like off-center designs or doubling of the lettering. Those errors make them even more valuable. So, if your penny has a funky Liberty or looks like Lincoln's getting a second face, you might be in luck. Last year, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic, and we found this dusty coffee can filled with old coins. Of course, my heart started racing. I thought we'd hit the jackpot. I spent hours sorting through them, Googling every single one. Turns out, We didn't have a 1945 D worth $2 million, but we did find a 1936 penny with a double die worth a couple $100. Not quite a mansion, but hey, it was enough for a nice dinner. Moral of the story: check your pennies, because you never know. Here's how to check if your 1945 D penny might be valuable. First, grab a magnifying glass or one of those phone camera apps that let you zoom in super close. Look for that mint mark. The D should be clean and crisp. Next, check the condition. If it's shiny and almost scratch-free, you're off to a good start. Finally, check for any errors. If you're still not sure, take it to a coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you if you've got a regular penny, or the holy grail of wheat cents. So, there you have it, the story of the 1945 D wheat penny that could turn your pocket change into a life-changing payday. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who keeps their old pennies in a jar, just in case, it's always worth taking a closer look. And hey, if you want more tips on spotting coins worth serious money or strategies for making the most of your collection, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got more coin secrets coming your way, and who knows? The next video might just help you discover the treasure you've been holding on to all along. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting.